Ayubowan, we are back with a new episode. Actually, it is a continuation of the previous one. I'm very proud to have the three of you who are young people and who have also done something or trying to do something to help curb this current pressing issue of suicide among teenagers. What have you started?
Junaid and I are the co-founders of a non-profit organization called 𝐓𝐡𝐞.
So we basically focus on uniting the youth of Sri Lanka and fighting against various social issues such as suicide and depression, as well as working towards better facilities for education in our country and fighting against the main problem of world hunger.
So today's topic is definitely suicide, and of course we have spoken to you all and we are proud of what you are doing, but my real issue is how far can you reach with Unite Sri Lanka, because to us as Sri Lankans every school child matters, and we have hundreds and thousands of schools, government schools, English speaking, Sinhala speaking and Tamil speaking. If you can elaborate on what you want to do and how you are going to reach all of them?
So our non-profit organization is currently working on social media awareness and awareness as a whole. The most important thing is reaching out to the youth. We want to remind them that first of all, if you do not have support at home, you have support elsewhere. You have friends you can go to, you always have an outlet. Right? We want to continue to remind them that there is always a better ending, that things will always get better, and keep their mind a bit more positive.
So you are using Instagram,
Facebook, and we'll be expanding from there on out.
Yeah. So are you offering all three languages?
Yes, we will be.
What are they? Are they helplines or are they discussion?
So for now, the entire social media campaign would be just creating awareness, letting people know that there are certain services in Sri Lanka, such as helplines, which we'll be giving access to, but also informing them of more things to essentially get themselves out of these issues.
Okay, that's good. So how do you plan to expand it?
It's always about reaching out to more organizations. I mean, us being an organization, our primary goal is to reach out to more schools, interact clubs and other community service organizations, and maybe build a large group of people that understand the gravity of the situation.
How many youth clubs do we have? Interact clubs, how many do we have in this country in total, average, just off?
There are more than 50 interact clubs from different regions in Sri Lanka.
And similar clubs, youth clubs?
Yes.
We have a lot in Sri Lanka, and we feel like if we can gather all of them and gather schools, national schools, all of them as a whole, we believe that we can go to the extent of getting the attention of ministers and cabinet people in the cabinet who will essentially be a part of this solution and make laws.
I think the purpose of this program is also the same. I firmly believe the greatest power we have is people power. Right? And I think if you have done something which you have already started at your age, because I can't think of any minister or higher person unless it's your mother or uncle, father or uncle who would listen to you all easily. But when you do something like this where the awareness is created, where the children participate and everyone can see, then definitely the awareness will come. So we are talking about suicide again. So you plan to have the social media platform, and what's your first step?
So the first step is essentially normalizing the entire status of suicide and depression, right? So we want to do this.
That's a big word. Normalizing means?
Normalizing means have it something that is socially acceptable to talk about.
That's right. So I think it's very important to say that opening up dialogue about suicide and depression, encouraging people to talk about it. No parent would like to believe that being depressed is normal and wanting. So opening a dialogue, great. I think that's really very important. How are you going to what's the first step? You have already launched your Unite Sri Lanka. So how do you plan to do the first?
We will be talking to people, we will be approaching people via social media, and in the future hopefully we will be able to meet these people, go to national schools, international schools, whatever schools in our country, and work with all of these people. But the main thing for now is to unite all of the members of the youth, to kind of help them all understand that they have to play an equal role.
Basically what we want to do is let people know how they can change, and they will do so, because what Siobhan and I believe in is that somebody can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody.
Of course.
So maybe moving forward from there, if you gather a bunch of people and tell them what needs to be changed and how it can be changed, our word is going to go out there through a larger force, and maybe there'll be a large impact in different parts of the country.
There are so many organizations where there are hotlines. You can talk to these people, because I know that very often when it comes to suicide, it's a feeling. So if you can talk, because the information I have is some of these organizations, the people who are working, they say sometimes they talk for 7-8 hours. They just keep that person hanging on the phone, talk, so that that person pours their heart out, and then come into a better state of mind to think more rationally. So I suppose the helplines will be there, and if you are starting small, but you can reach higher, bigger. One question. You said something about a poster campaign. What is it that you plan?
So it will be our first main project. The main project will be in collaboration with the Interact Club of Colombo, many other clubs and schools in Sri Lanka. And with the support of the Municipal Council, hopefully we will be setting up large posters down different roads in Colombo.
And what are you going to say?
These posters will consist of quotes. They would consist of words of advice, any information such as where they can get help and so on and so forth, to kind of let people know that this is something that's serious, this is something that's happening, and if they see something as large on the side of the road, chances are that their mind is going to be thinking about it.
Of course, you can't have a lot of words, but now that you are talking about, I am thinking, if you were to have a picture of a depressed child, I am just thinking, a depressed child, and if you have a wording saying, "Me mage lameyada," is this my child? Is my child going through this depression? I mean, that will hit the parents really very hard, right? So, and then of course just the helplines, because the parents need help more than children sometimes, right? They don't know where to go, what to do, the correct kind of guidance. So posters near schools, are you planning to do that?
All over Sri Lanka, as far as much as we can do.
Okay, now that needs money, and that needs permission and from the higher ups. Let me start. What is your support from your own homes? Let's start with your own people. You have started this organization called Unite Lanka. What is the support you are getting from your parents? Just tell me. Okay, Junaid, you tell me. What's your father thinking about it?
I mean,
is he aware of it?
Yes, so he obviously understands as I mentioned before, Shivan and I don't focus on bringing up new solutions or bringing up new ways to tackle the problem. There is a lot of solutions out there, and there is a lot of ways you can tackle problems out there.
Just creating awareness.
We're just going to shine the light on what already exists.
Of
and
course.
That's what we focus on doing. Maybe getting more people together. So as you said, the costs and stuff, if we get in organizations together, and obviously the costs are going to go down, we're just maybe reaching out to them and saying, okay, I think this is a great idea. I think this would have an impact on your community as a whole, because these organizations work on a community base. So let's say the Interact Club of Colombo has their own audience that they reach out to, and we would basically reach out to the communities of their audience, right? So the Interact Club of Colombo's audience would be handled by the Interact Club of Colombo, and they would be spending their own money and handing out posters and stuff.
So far, my parents are such that they've supported every decision that I've wanted to make so far. And this is something that's really near and dear to my heart, and they understand that. And I know for a fact that they're going to be behind me throughout the entire process. But this entire campaign and this idea that we had was to make people aware, make the people who have never felt depression and suicide understand their privilege. Once they understand their privilege, they will want to be a part of the solution, because we all are indirectly liable if we do not do something about it.
See, to me, I think what you are going to do is very, very important, because as Junaid rightly said, we are not giving solutions, because the solutions are being given by professionals, from the doctors to the counselors to the helplines. All those things are there. So you are only creating awareness. So I think there are two people who absolutely desperately need awareness. One is the person who is feeling depressed, and the other are the loved ones. When I say loved ones, from the friends to the mothers to the fathers to the relations. So that awareness of the situation and the helplines to be easily reachable. So that is something very, very important. So I really, really wish you well for what you have done, because you need to reach all the schools, and I think the social media platform is very good. The final question I would like to ask in this episode is, what do you think of suicide and religion? I have the privilege of having the three of you, who is one follows Islam, there's a lady with the Buddhist, and of course Siobhan, you are a Christian. And what's the general opinion? Suicide.
Any religion would teach you to value your life over anything, right? So personally speaking, I think the biggest gift given to you is your life and how you deal with it and how important it is to you. So speaking for all of us here, I think religions are against suicide as a whole.
We all agree that no religion will support suicide. I would just like to tell you something, an experience my mother had. She was a very, very young widow with 4 children, and I think she was devastated when my father died. And she told us in her later life that she could not take control of her situation. She was so upset, so depressed, and a friend of hers, took her to a very respected priest, a Buddhist priest at that time. She told me, daughter, that's the only person who gave me peace, who made me understand the situation, and after talking to him, I was able to cope with life. And I think it's a very, very important thing, and this message is to all religious leaders. And I know some churches, certain temples, and sometimes some of the mosques also do it on a very small scale, but I think this is something that all religious leaders should take very seriously to help our younger generation, because they all need an outlet, they need someone to go and talk to. So this is a very important thing that all of you people are doing, and I really hope that you will, when you are spreading this message, you will also make sure that you reach the religious leaders and explain to them and get their support, because that's a super network we have in the whole country, all Buddhist temples, all churches, and all mosques, and all Hindu kovils. Okay, so thank you very much for your contribution to this country, to this society, and at a very young age, we are there for you, our channel is there for you, I am personally there for you, and we will definitely connect as many people as possible. Best of luck, and I really hope that you will make a remarkable difference with this current problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
It has been a wonderful experience talking to these children, and I'm really proud of them, and I feel great that I have been of some help to them in a very small way. It's really a pleasure to talk to children of this nature who are doing things to sort out the pressing problems of our country and their generation. So thank you again to all of you, and we are really proud to be part of this Unite Lanka. A sincere thank you to Merino Beach Hotel and the management. They are extremely supportive, and we are in their beautiful banquet hall. We'll see you again next week with another episode.